Following World War II, Congress legislated to allow private industry to take a larger role in the development of nuclear energy. However, the new regulations did not address disposal of the radioactive waste produced. By the late 1970s, the nation's only available radioactive waste depositories were in South Carolina, Nevada, and Washington. After Washington and Nevada temporarily shut down their sites, South Carolina found the volume unmanageable. As a result, in 1985, Congress passed the Low-Level Radioactive Waste Policy Amendments Act, which incentivized states to dispose of their own waste or enter into regional agreements for out-of-state disposal. The act utilized a three-pronged strategy. First, a monetary incentive would be available to states that entered regional agreements or opened in-state disposal sites. The incentive would be funded by surcharges on out-of-state waste generators collected by the Secretary of Energy. Second, states lacking waste sites that did not join regional compacts could be denied access to out-of-state sites. Third, a take title provision would require states that did not provide for waste disposal to take ownership of the waste and accept responsibility for any liability that the waste caused. New York State had a high number of waste generators. New York did not join a regional compact, but passed a law authorizing an in-state disposal site. Residents near the prospective site locations opposed the measure, and New York sued the federal government in federal court. In New York versus United States, New York argued that the three prongs of the act were unconstitutional under the 10th and 11th Amendments, and also violated the Fifth Amendment Due Process Clause, as well as the Guarantee Clause of Article 4. The district court dismissed New York's claim. The Court of Appeals affirmed, and New York petitioned the Supreme Court for certiorari, which was granted. Justice O'Connor, writing for the majority, found the take title portion of the act unconstitutional, but upheld the remainder of the act. First, the court held that Congress could collect funds from the surcharges on out-of-state waste generators under its power to tax. Next, as part of its spending powers, Congress could put conditions on states' receipt of federal funds. Thus, the monetary incentives were constitutional. Alternatively, Congress can prod states to regulate a certain way by offering the choice of regulating according to federal policy or having state law preempted by federal regulations. Here, Congress had authority under the Commerce Clause to regulate interstate radioactive waste disposal or permit individual states to burden commerce in the area, which it did by authorizing states to deny non-compliant states access to waste disposal sites. The access incentives gave states a choice between disposing of their own waste, either in-state or by regional compact, and risking being denied access to out-of-state sites. However, the take title provision gave states the so-called choice of regulating according to federal policy or taking title to the waste. Congress did not have the constitutional authority to require states to do either one of those options. According to Justice O'Connor, a choice between two unconstitutionally coercive regulatory techniques is no choice at all. Under the Supremacy Clause, Congress preempts the field of radioactive waste regulation, but it violates the 10th Amendment for Congress to commandeer state legislatures to enact and enforce a federal scheme. Justice White concurred in part and dissented in part. White saw the act as a hard-fought cooperative arrangement among the states that Congress had mediated, and argued that New York should be stopped from trying to avoid the agreement after enjoying the benefits of the continued access states with disposal sites had granted. White found the entire act to be a valid exercise of Congress's authority under the Spending and Commerce Clauses. Justice Stevens also concurred in part and dissented in part. Stevens echoed the finding that justification for the act could be found in the Commerce Clause, but wrote separately to point out the majority's flawed interpretation of the 10th Amendment. Stevens said that the federal government was authorized to issue commands to the states under the Articles of Confederation, and that the Constitution had granted the federal government more power, not less. New York versus United States is a highly significant case in terms of federalism and the Supreme Court's interpretation of the 10th Amendment. reaffirming that Congress may not compel states to enact or administer a federal regulatory program. States' rights supporters view this case as a win for state sovereignty in the face of the federal agenda. If you found this video helpful, you can explore all of our content by visiting us at Quimbee.com. If you have a question or comment about this case, please post it in the comments area below, and we'll do our best to get back to you. If you think we did a good job with this video, please like, share, and favorite it. And if you think this video might be helpful to people you know, please share on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Google+ as well, to get this video out there. If you haven't done so already and you enjoy watching videos on this channel, click on the red subscribe button just below this video so you can get all the latest updates.